Okay. Thank you, lovely viewers. Once again, we are here today. Today is Wednesday, the 24th of what? February. Let me tell you, the time is running very fast, and we don't know where we are going, where we are heading, but we know God is good at all the times. Today, we have a wonderful guest. And let me tell you, these guests have, tremendous titles under his belt. So I don't even know how to start with it, but I would like you to sit back. Don't move, don't change the channel, wherever that you are. And I think we will go step by step. You see the caption, the main topic we are going to talk about the Songhor litigation issue. But before we dive into that, we would like to talk about him because I'm also interested about
Oh
all the
my
titles
God.
that he has. So before we go to that side, just bear with us, and we will figure everything out, and we can blend it. We might blend it with the small gadangi to spices, and
Oh
also
my
the
God.
Ghana here. The spice is small. Once again, my name is Catherine Kojo, popularly known as Keymama, as you know. Today we have in our midst Mr. Tay Jabaku Okanse.
Yes, please.
And since I don't want to, tweak and turn things upside down, I'd like to welcome him once again to Key Mama Show. Mr. Okanse, we welcome you. Our viewers and listeners are here to hear from you. So, indeed, you have an enviable profile. Kindly tell us
Oh my
about
God.
yourself. Kindly, take your time. No rush. I am here for you today. Take your time
Right.
and tell us about this, all the name it
Oh
accomplishments
my God.
in your, under your belt. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Um Jabaku Okanse.
You know the network. Bear with us. The network.
Yeah, my name is simply Tai Jabaku Okanse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an engineer by profession and a chartered certified consultant and an ADR consultant. Some of these courses is as a result of us trying to understand and address some socioeconomic challenges of the Gadangwe and Ghana as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Most times people like rushing to court for litigation, but there seems to be simpler means than going to court for years, which is the ADR, the mediation, arbitration. I do this with the Teshin Court and sometimes the Accra High Court, where we are connected to the court to resolve some of these conflicts. Um, I'm an engineer, electrical engineer by profession, worked a while with VRA, Volta River Authority, but now I am a private person doing my business, and especially in the consultancy field. I've also been engaged with the Gadangbe mixture of socioeconomic development. So with this Songhor issue has been brought to me, and I'm bringing together some few people, the Gadangbe Divisional Chief Counsel, and recently the Asafache Council of Adan, as Gadangbe as well. And I'll be speaking at one of their conferences on 28th of this month at Pram Pram. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for. I know you cut it really short, nip, 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 nip here, but I know how to push the buttons. Remember.
Oh my God.
So please, can you give us an insight of how many clans are there and who is reigning a paramount chief of Adam?
And interestingly, Adan currently has 10 divisions. And the divisions are the Kabiawe Chu clan, the Kabiawe Yumu clan, the Kabiakbono clan, Adibiawe clan, Lombobiawe clan, Tekpebiawe clan, Dangwebiawe clan, Kogbo clan, Ohwewe clan, and Kujiragbe.
Oh, I
But
see.
the paramountcy rotates between the Kabiawechu and the Kabiawe Yumu solely for the paramountcy. But in terms of land ownership and natural resource ownership, it is with a clan called the Oko clan. There are 4 tribes. They are the Adibiawe, Lomobiawe, Tekpebiawe, and Dangwebiawe. But in terms of the salt, the large chunk of the salt area belongs to the Tekpebiawe. And the high priest, which we said the fetish priest, or the priest, which is the Libiwono, is traditionally in charge of the Songhor Lagoon. In the Gandangwe setup, land ownership is solely by family. It is not by a stool. So on our Gandangwe lands, our lands are owned by the families. So it is a family head, the one woman who and the stool father who have the authority over the natural resources and the land. But these days, some of our chiefs want to do the account kind of game to make sure that because I'm the paramountcy or because I'm the divisional chief, I have the right over the land and the resources. But traditionally, per the Gandangwe customs, it is not so.
So, who entertained this kind of new adoption that we are veering away from our Dandangwe tradition, like you mentioned, with our other brothers and sisters, the way they do their things? Who is encouraging that and who is leading that?
I think we have a challenge in this country where we face with a challenge of a kind of a tribal domination. And so most of the laws seems to be drawn towards that line. And like the Akan, it will interest you to know that when you come to Ada, there are 3 groups of tribal settlements in Ada. The ruling clan, they are Akans, who are the Kabiawe people. Kabiawe to Kabiawe Yumu, Kabiawe Kodo, they are all Akans. They came to Ada, Dangwe land, have married Dangwe women, and Dangwe women have given birth to part of them, and they are mixture. Then we have the Dangwe people who are the Ada Oko. They are the Dangwe Biawe, Adi Biawe, Lomo Biawe, Tekpe Biawe. They are the Okolin.
Okay.
And they are the indigenous Ada and the landowners. Then you have some Ewe group who also migrated, and these are the Kogbo, the Ohwewin, and then the Kujiragbe. So these are the 3 set of tribes that constitute Adan State as of today. But the leadership of the paramountcy, it is solely for the Aka Dangwe tribe, Aka Adan Dangwe tribes. And it is believed, or research work shows that we, the Ga Dangwes, we are more or less noted for this Wulomoy, Wonoy, the traditional priests. But the royalty of the Aka kingdom of the stewardship and all that was brought from the Aka land to the Dangwe land. And in Adan, there was a long battle of this chieftaincy dispute by the 1922, that was resolved by a Gold Coast governor in a finding called the Wema Report, which has established that when it comes to terms of paramountcy of Ada, it is between the Kabiawe Yumu and Kabiawechu. No other tribe. But in terms of land ownership and others, then we go to the Oko clan, which are the Adibiawe, Dagwebiawe, Tekbebiawe, and then Lomobiawe.
So in that case, Oko clan, they are the ownership of the Songhor Lagoon, if I
They
understand.
are the, yes, they are the ownership, but the Tekbebiawe, Libiwono, has the largest. And where there's conflict now is solely in the Libiwono Tekbebiawe clan.
Okay. So now we all know and heard the litigation issue that's going on. That's recently some people got hurt. And they mentioned one McDan,
Yes.
who is the sole, I would say, financier for this, the Lagoon issue. What do you know, or how much do you know about it? Share with us, because it's too much hearsay, hearsay, hearsay. Sometimes it's very difficult to even believe what you read in the media. So I know maybe you might have some insight to share with us.
Thank you very much. Fortunately, I've been engaged in resolving some kind of chieftaincy, family, and land dispute on the Dangwe land a lot. And so, as soon as somebody sees something happening unfairly on Dangwe land, they refer it to me. And so, I was here a month ago when a friend called me that they were coming from Aflau, and they saw that the Adan people have hold a press conference with dangers on the Adan Junction, that the assault Lagoon is going, and they are not going to agree. So he took one of the press conference, press statement, and brought it to me. So I read it, went through, and made contact to the Libi Wano, who was mainly in charge of the conference with his two fathers. And so then I spoke to some few traditional leaders and then some Asafa chairman. And then I tried to reach Magdan, but unfortunately up to now I've not gotten to him. But I'm currently working on seeing the Minerals Commission, because all minerals in the country have fall under the Minerals Act. And similarly, look at Sibli Biwano, who is the custodian of the Songhor, has not been consulted. And it looked as if a group of our traditional leaders in the traditional council set up a committee and work along with Magdan. What my investigation tells me that it was the Adan Traditional Council who approached the current government that they need an investor to create a job opportunity at Adan by using the salts or mining the salt. And so the government also told the traditional leaders that they should go and look for an investor and bring the investor to them, and then they will help them and the investor to be able to do the necessary documentation. And this one they say, but I'm still investigating it to get to the depth of it. And so they brought Magdan. And my little investigation also tells me that point in time, Magdan was installed as a divisional, as a developer chief of Ada. But I'm here to know when exactly, as to whether in this, yes, as whether in this period or before. And so what I have seen by listening to the committee that led the government transaction with Magdan, it was like, it was a group of people from the traditional council. And it is going to be like, because you are the traditional leaders, we have the right to do any transaction on the land without engaging the people and the custodians. And so at point in time, The Libiwano was consulted, and he said, no. If an investor is coming on the land, it comes to the traditional council. He must come to me on the land.
That's right.
So that we can have the kind of discussion, but you can't go and negotiate at the top and come down. And so after listening to the side of the traditional leaders who brought Mark down, they explained that the youth in Adan don't have jobs. And Magdan is coming to create job opportunity, employ the youth and all that. Then after I listened to the Libiwano side and some community people in the Songhor area, it look as if they are all saying that, yes, we need jobs. We need to add value to our resources, but not all of us can be salary earners from Magdan's company.
Okay.
Some of us are businessmen. We are investors, so we need to sit down with Magdan. If we can also be given the opportunity to mine the salt, and Magdan will buy from us,
right,
then we can come to a kind of an agreement. But for us to sit there and say, oh, an investor is coming, and then he comes to take a large tract of the Songhor, and later he begins to sell it out to other investors like Chinese and Indians, they are not going to agree. And so from my own analysis, I realized that there was no proper community engagement where an independent body gets on the ground, see the need of the investor, the needs of the community folks and the traditional leaders, so that there could be a kind of a proper community engagement to know or address the needs of the community as well as the investor and the traditional leaders. This thing was not done. And I'm still tracing if there's any document to show that I haven't gotten that yet. So we're trying to let Minerals Commission working around to know that before you give such a concession to an investor, these days, our area, the land does not belong to the chiefs. The chiefs are caretakers, but the Wano and the family heads, they are the owners of the land. And this, what they are trying to do can apply, is possible in any Akan land, but on Gandangbe land, no, it's not possible. So we are here to work along to see if the government could relax and then they do a proper engagement. Now, the people, the Libiwano is saying that in 1970, there was this vacuum source who a certain concession was given to them. They gave them 26 square kilometers. Before they realized that people have taken 11 in addition themselves, and they had 37 in all. And even that one, they protested vehemently to the extent that the vacuum salt business could not go further, and government came in. But now they are saying that Magdan alone is getting about 158.3 square kilometers of the entire Songhor, meaning that the whole Songhor is being given to Magdan. I said, no, this can't be. There are about 70 communities along the Songhor areas. Even if government wants to take over Songhor, then they must sit down properly with them to see if they have to resettle them and provide them any alternative income generation activity, or they'll be allowed to be coming to the mining area to mine and live somewhere and come there. There is nothing like this done. And this is what seems to be bringing the kind of the dispute and misunderstanding, a press conference, a counter press conference. And I've heard that the traditional council claims they have suspended the Libin Wano from the traditional council. And I said, oh, this is unfortunate. And so Libin Wano also said, okay, you can suspend me, but I'm still the custodian of the Songhor. The Songhor is not in the traditional council. So I'll be there with my people. So we're told that Magdan went there to do some survey and they had some crash with the community folk. And I learned about 7 or 9 people were wounded.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I'm not sure about the exact fact, but I know an Asafache whose relatives are involved. And so, in all, there seems to be some kind of financial or economic, social and economic challenge in Ada. But when this sort issue is turned around very well, looking at it in an investment perspective where there is going to be a win-win situation, then it could benefit the entire Ada or Dangwe land or Gandangwe land. And we currently seeing a similar thing that happened with our brother Ibrahim Muhammad with the bauxite something some time ago.
Right.
And so it is look as if the same thing. So if there should be a change of government or something, the investment or something is going to hit the rock. And some of us believe that in going forward, we should put aside certain self-interest and terms of trying to grab everything for ourselves. And then trying to look at the interest of the people and the interest of our business.
Right.
So Libby Wano is basically saying that, well, if McDonald wants to come, he should be given a portion of the Songhor concession.
Right.
For him to work on for us to see if he will be able to deliver before we can increase, but he can't take all. And if you give him all and he become the owner, then he can sell it to for other investors like China.
Wow. So wow, this is a big blow for the Adans. And
yes, a very big blow.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that I will use the word that some people are very greedy and they don't look over the people or the owners of the land, the indigenous people that have the small scale, they manufacture. Because when I was growing up, I know Adan salt been in existence for the longest. So if it need to be upgraded,
yes,
and we have learned intellect people from Adan land, from the Dangbe land. So a lot of people are outside the country. So we couldn't find anybody who will come in to be an investor to help the community. Because now it's becoming nowadays, from my point of view, that any chance that you give your piece of land to anyone outside your clan, you are in a jeopardy.
Seriously.
Because they can decide whatever they wanted to do with that piece of land because you have hand over. And the sad part is that they themselves are not doing, but they rather bring out foreigners and will still be enslaved forever. So when I saw this, I said, no, I'm not going to sit down and be quiet, but I'll rather, fish out to find out someone who have an idea or have an insight, and God grace you is on your lap and you know the inside out. Now, my question to you, next question. What are the plans or the arrangements, if you can share with us, because you're still doing your investigations? What can it be done so everyone, the stakeholders, will be happy in this situation to avoid what we saw a few weeks ago with Magdan coming in with gun, injuring our brothers and sisters on the land? Because honestly, I agree with what they do. They have to defend the land. Magdan is the Gadangbe too. But if Magdan really care about his people, then he has to be able to sit with the elderly, with the elders, to have some common grounds. So everybody will come in and have the piece of the cake. But if he's going to take ownership and take everything and take it away from them, I don't think they will allow that. So, from your point of view, what are some of the things you are planning to make peace, to make sure peace prevail in these circumstances?
Thank you very much. I think what I've seen is even today I attended a meeting with some family who land, and there is an investor that has come, and they said, no, we are not going to talk to you until we see our consultants. And we met, and I told them that the family is not going to sell their land. They could give you some, but they would like to invest part of the land in your investment so that you can be joint owners of the investment. They say, wow, this is the first time we are hearing this. I say, yes. We don't want a situation where after you take over everything, your descendants become owners and the landowners don't have anything. And I learned in the PNDC time, there was a master plan for the Adansort development. And that plan is what Libiwano is saying that government should implement that plan. And in that plan, I've not got a copy, but from their, I've not had a copy yet, but from their plan, from their press conference, that plan take care of any investor, take care of the indigenous, not only being employed as a salary earners, but they also becoming small or big mining salt investors who can mine the salt with certain equipment and sell to any investor. And then they can determine their price because looking at the market, the market, the price on the foreign exchange market. But in Magdan's case, what they are seeing is not so. And that is what they are fighting. And I think we are trying our best to try to get a copy of the master plan for the Adansort development in Ghana, just like we have gold and then we have cocoa. So that since that is the livelihood of the people, they must not be deprived, not at all. So that we can bring government, the aid agents, and the investor together. If there need be, I learned McDonald's is giving 3 different leases, and the total is about 158 square kilometer, which for them, it is the entire Songhor that is going to one person. So we're trying our best to see how best we can get to government, and then we'll get to the chiefs, because I know that there are 3 basic things that brings about disputes, misunderstanding, which is greediness, selfishness, and ignorance. Right. Some people don't know, but they claim they know. If you are a paramount chief, you should be able to know the laws that your forefathers have governed or ruled with, certain measures. And I know there have been 3 or 5 different Supreme Court rulings on this sort issue in the past. And I am from Kabiawetu, and I have read and I've seen from my ancestors, it was this sort that made our councils wealthy nationally and internationally. They've been trading in this sort before they came to palm oil and all that, and all their documentation is there. So this sort is not something small we should not joke with just because probably you're a paramount chief or you are in helps of affair because you want to feed your stomach. No, there should be a complete teamwork to seek the best interest and get samples of the previous agreements and the master plan has been passed before. And then we also look at the mineral and mining acts, which even helped to stop this Japan deal because they realized that it is contrary to the Mineral Act. Right. So why can't we go and get the same Mineral Act and see if we are not treating cocoa this way? we are not treating bauxite this way. Why do you want to treat salt this way? And I think these are some of the things we're trying to get some of our professionals and elites to come together so that we can meet government, make a courtesy call and say, no, we have to come back to the table again. The chiefs are not the community. They are community people and they are owners of the land. So we must treat all of them equally so that the investor's interest is protected,
Right.
as long as the people's interests are also protected.
Wow. You have a lot of, work in your hands to do. And I hope that since you're also part of the Kabiawe clan, you have a huge interest in this, apart from being professional and taking care of the litigation and the advisory committee. This is also your property, and it's also my property in the generation to come. Because recently, some of our leaders, I would say, they are really disappointing us and the generation to come. So people like you standing up and facing and making sure that things are done in a putting in the right perspective. I think it's very wonderful work that you're doing. Come in.
We are also looking forward to see the Gandangwes in the diaspora to come out and look at some of these resources and do some kind of investment in them. Look for potential investors out there and also join hands, because this is your life, this is your treasury. One day, whatever it is, you come home.
I agree with you because there is one there is
Issues
a brother.
concerning,
Okay, come in.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
there's on this greater Accra region, the Accra side, almost all the lands are gone.
Yes.
And the way the lands were given out, in fact, it's so sad that you could even see some of the landowners' descendants who can even rent their houses and sleep in the veranda.
It's a
And
shame.
sometimes when you see some of these things, your heart. And so I think that if a Gandangwe person invests in the Gandangwe resource, we are protecting ourselves. And so I would like to throw this challenge that once you live in a diaspora, make sure that you look for potential investors. You can be the next McDonald or any Chinese who is coming to do and join your forces and also invest in it. And when you own it in the interest of Gandangwe.
Right. Okay, my
So
brother,
this is a
I'm
little that I
able.
want to share
Yeah.
with
Yes, I'm able to get one of my brothers who is the leader of Adano Yakpi. Brother,
Okay.
Yeah.
yes, I have
Okay.
our brother Nene, Jabaku Okanse.
Okay.
We were talking about the Songhor issue, and he is challenging the Adan or Dangbe people living abroad to come home and invest. So I said, oh, we have Adan Oyakpe. That's we are planning to do things. Can you please give us a brief about the Adan Oyakpe to our brother Okanse?
Brother Nene Jabaku Okansi, I don't know where you are now. Are you here in the Western world, or you in Ghana or Adan?
Oh, I'm currently in Accra. Just came from Adan.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, we have formed Adano Yampi. I think with the way you understand what we mean. Adano Yampi.
Yes.
The Adano Yampi is not a pay that will benefit we, the members of the Adano Yampi. It's something that we have created that will empower and help the underprivileged of the Adan youth, Adan area, we are currently on our constitution building, and I think we have almost members, almost about 60 to 100 people coming on the line, bringing all sorts of ideas.
Wow.
How we can, help our brothers, and how we can invest, like you said, into our people in Ada. Basically, right now, I think we're targeting children that have not been able to educate themselves to the higher level, especially with the Adans that come from the coastal area. You and I will agree that the education level of us that came from the coastal area are not that higher. We just end up in elementary school, or we end up in what they call it, the secondary school, and we don't go to college and that of sort. Right now, we're targeting those people, how we can help them out. That we just started. So where we are now is building up the constitution. And I think last week, which is this Sunday that just passed, we were online. We were adopting our constitution, and we get to some certain level, and we adjoin it to on the 7th of March. We'll come back online, and we'll start from there. And people have bring broad issue concerning Songhor Lagoon, what is going on there. But our mindset right now is to tackle the Songhor Lagoon is a political issue between the tribes of Adan and probably the Ghana political parties to have put themselves into it. Mm-hmm. So in this case, it becomes something that we cannot fight it, or we cannot put ourselves. So we're playing the fine line in a way that once we get together on the Adanoyam group, we'll find a way and tackle that side too. So if you have my sister on the line, and I think she have briefed you, and then you have heard from me too. We'll like to take your number with your name, wherever you are, and then we'll add you on the Adanoyam, and then you see what is going on.
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much. I also want to throw a challenge to you guys in the diaspora. I have lived in the States, the US for a while. Currently, I'm an author. I write. I've written some books with the late Justice Crab. I'm doing something with COC Amate. I don't know. He mentioned a kind of a play like this to me before, which he wanted me to join. But what I want to say is that our research work tells us that my research work tells me that the 10 regions, which have become 16 now, they have all presented presidential or president to this country. It is now left with Greater Accra region, Gadangwe, and one other region. So we are championing the cause that irrespective of whichever political party you are in, don't be at the tail. Rise up and come to the top. We will be proud to see a Gadangwe running as a presidential candidate for a party, and not because we need our people at the executives, the legislature, and the judiciary. We only end at a certain place. And when we don't get to executive, I bet you, when negotiations are done at the top and things are shared, we won't get some. So I want now to start thinking Greater Accra region, Gadangwe. We are working on a project which, with some African Americans and some Chinese, we're trying to, there was a proposal to relocate the Greater Accra regional capital, not the national capital, the regional capital. The Greater Accra regional capital is in Accra. And then the administrative capital, national, is in Accra. The economic, national, is in Accra. Accra is virtually choked. And that is why we are having this kind of vehicular traffic, congestion, and all kind of things. And Accra is just 29% of the entire total land in the Greater Accra region. 70% is lying in the Dangwe areas. You talk about Adan, Ningo, Osudoku, Dodowa, and all that. Pram, they have about 70%, and the land is lying fallow. Now, the way people are rushing there, that is why we are protecting the land for the landlord. And that project, if it is not because of the coronavirus, would have cut short for it. I told the people that, hey, don't sell the lands, invest the lands in the projects. And we are working strongly with government to work on the relocation, because it has been proposed since Nkrumah time, PNDC time. There is a white paper on it. In Kufuor time, ICQ cut short for the project. But it look as if we, the government ourselves, we don't know what we are doing. And so this time we said, no, we have to do this. And we're having about 10,000 acres of land for the project. And we are not going to, we're going to do a whole community. And we have the city, not only real estate, but we have farms, we have light industries, entertainment, sports, and everything in there. But when government moves the capital there, he needs basically about maximum 500 acres to do his project. And we protect the rest around with the landowners, the families who own the land for this investment. And so, Adano Yankpe, I think we should spread our wings broad. And also, sometimes we think we don't have the money. Almost all these investors who come, some of them, they don't have a penny. They only come and exploit the opportunity, go and share their idea with potential investors who has the money.
Yeah.
And so sometimes on your free period, you can attend some kind of investment conferences and businesses there and strike a deal with some people. And you can get, oh, I can get to land. I can get to a place. I need a place around the riverside. Come home sometimes and look at some of these things. And I believe, because if we don't do this, our 70% of land in Dangme we are boasting of will also leave us just like the greater Accra land has left us. Right. And some of us, we are passionate about this thing, because I can't imagine that I will lose my future or my next generation to a different person.
Right.
The Kansas owns a property in Ashanti region. Every year, there is an amount of money you pay. If you don't pay, you lose the property, because the land is under the Ashanti Hini Estu Land Secretariat. We have never been able to take a portion of our land and do a kind of a land bank or something. We are just throwing everything off. And if we don't have our people in decision making, we can't solve this problem. We will be talking till another generation passes by. But some of us, we are seriously in action. We want something to happen, right, and we are seriously moving. So thank you very much, brother. I'm also there anyway, so we'll see how we move on.
Okay, so I think with all said and done, I think your ambition and whatever you're proposing is the same thing. We all come together and thinking about how we're gonna move on with the Kadangbe area. I think we have another organization too that we started, I think a year or two now, called YUKU. And two is about the Kadangbe area. We are come closer to where we have finished our constitution. We are on a business venture right now. What type of investors or what type of business we can create so that we move on from depending on each other or trading the normal job that people do, like just trading here and there. But I think we are on it. I think yesterday we called each other, or we came to a meeting that we have to create or bring something that is a factory or some kind of what they call it, a big investor that can bring anything to the Dangme area that we all can, our youth can be employed there. And I think yesterday we talked about it vividly. I think with your ideas and what you are talking about, we are on it. But we need people like you to come to us, or we come to you, or we all come together and express our view how we can move on with it. Yeah, talking is cheap, but it all starts with the money, the empowerment, and some people that will put their mindset and their power into it.
Yeah.
So once again, I thank you so much too for your contribution, and let's see what we can all do together. And now, I think with your name and your address and your telephone number, if I can get it, I will just add you on to the Adano Young page so that you also come on and give us some contribution.
Thank you. I think you can get that from Keymama.
Okay.
No problem. Okay.
Since you have given permission, I'll do as you requested. Thank you.
Oh, permission. I'm the servant of the people, so I don't have a problem.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, brother, for coming.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So are we on live broadcasting or what?
Yes, we're on live broadcasts on Keymama Show.
I don't know that.
Yes, we're on live broadcasts. Okay.
Okay. So, bye-bye. Okay. So keep the good work going, Keymama.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we had our brother Ted that we have in the Bronx here. We belong to so many organizations together, and the focus is the Gadangbe land and the people of Gadangbe in Ghana. So we are working, doing our best. We haven't forgotten home. Also, if you heard, in August 9th, we are coming, the Gadangbe homecoming, and I guess you have heard about it. And these are some of the issues, the challenges that are going on the grounds. We are coming to meet the chiefs, the Wulamoy, and everybody, to talk to them that, hey, Dangbe Sejigbe, Dangbe Sejigbe. We have traveled though, but we still, look forward coming back home to settle, and we don't want to come back. And here we are strangers on our own land. We don't want to see that. So that's why we're taking this huge initiative to do the homecoming to meet with them. So, in conclusion, as we are coming to the end, overall, what advice? I know you have challenged us living abroad, the Gadangwe living abroad, to come home, invest and everything. But sometimes people come home. I've heard people who had a good plan coming, they got home with this investment ideas. Then our own people start to intimidate them, threaten them, and they're afraid of their lives. So they say, you know what? I don't want to use the other language, but hey, it's my money, it's my time, and I know I come from this community and I'm coming back to help the community. So if a chief or somebody is going to give me a hard time, I will forget it totally and just return. Because moreover, this person have all his children back in abroad. So if they're going to bring their money and they're going to be frustrated, they will walk away. So I think in that area, our chiefs and stuff, they have to also look into that aspect. That it's not that we don't want to come home and invest, but the frustration they give us. For example, can you imagine that somebody has purchased a land, left the land, come back abroad to, organize themselves to go and invest on the land. They get into the land. The same chief who gave the land to our brother or sister, somebody from there has sold the land to somebody. When they get to court, because the person is so eager and aggressive and they bribe here and there. But because I know I'm the owner, I feel like, why should I have been giving people money that I know that I'm the rightful owner? I don't need to do that. I'll follow the right protocol. Then the person who will be giving money here and there will end up winning the case. If you were you, will you come back to invest? No, forget it. So as you're on the ground and you're a legal practitioner, I think you also put that on the table. They also have to do things to encourage us to come and invest instead of rather frustrating us. So this is my 2 cents in that area. Do you have something to say about it?
Thank you very much. As for me, like I said, I have a sister. Somebody approached me, the sister She's called Olaga. She has lived in a
Oh, our network is breaking. Okay, welcome.
he bought a property at a Sprinter, have some land. And somebody is taking the land from her. And because she has lived abroad, unfortunately, she has a family member as part of it. And so I have to help her, connect her to the powers that might be for the person to start begging her. And she even said, oh, she brought some things she wants to give me if I should pass by, but I'm not interested. Once the problem is solved, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And there is a chief who has sold land to somebody. I don't want to go tribal.
Right.
And the person bought the land. He sold the chief the land 800,000 Ghana. The person bought the land, gave him less than 100,000, 64,500. The person has developed the land, has built on the land, and the chief cannot retrieve his money from the person. So after I did the presentation, the chief told the person who organized the Gadangbe divisional chiefs. And he gave me, and I do the connection that might be. He quickly ran to the chief. Then I told the chief that I realized that the chief has made a mistake because you are selling a property as a chief. You came in to inherit, and you are selling without involving your elders, not even your children, just yourself alone. And the man has taken advantage of you, took the land document from you, went to register it because he gave you something small. But fortunately, the payment and certain documents, the man was able to keep it. So we are battling it. He tries to threaten me, and I said, look, that is my uncle. It is our family property. And there is no way you can go scot-free. You better come to the table, we discuss it. And we'll give you a terms of payment. But you can't do that. We can't do that in your place or at your place. We can't do that. So once you have a challenge, just let us know. We will do all that we can by the grace of God to see how we can retrieve what is yours. And sometimes we feel that once you go to court, we also do legal representation and legal education because disputes resolution are of different kinds. Litigation is what travels along and it involves money. But we have arbitration, we have mediation. And so it depends. When you go to court of law, there are so many court-connected ADR, mediation. The judges look at the case and they refer it to the expert. They look at it within 3 sittings, 3 weeks. They resolve it. If it gets to a place they cannot resolve, they refer back to court. But I think if you own a land and you have the right documents, one advice I also give to people from outside or around, when you buy land and you are not ready to develop the land, at least look for, if you don't have money to fence it, look for, I don't know, we call it in Dakwadidicho. It is a kind of a flower that they use for fence.
Okay.
Plant that fence around during the rainy season. After it finished, the rainy season is over, you will see that the whole thing has surrounded your place. And you plant some mango or some things there. Anybody going to buy that land knows that the land belongs to somebody. He will not buy it. But if you buy a land, leave it virgin, oh, somebody will enter. The same person will go and sell it. And they can sell the land to maybe 3, 4, 5 people.
Right.
And normally this thing happens to some of our chiefs. But I keep on saying that lands are owned in Gadangbe land by families. So if you go to the family head to sell land for you, it works better than the chief because the chief is a caretaker of the land. And the best way to also say is that we can't do it alone. We have to build a team, a network. And then we must also be very selfless. I believed in something, and it has saved me and taken me to places because I have never gone to any shrine or anything in my life before. And I only call on God. And I realized that I've been pushing some land issue with somebody. And they travel to places, to Malams and to Jews, and they now claim that I belong to an occult group because their medicine is not working. But I just don't understand why God, who created all those things, should leave me because I'm fighting a just cause.
Right.
And before I defend a land or a property, I must research at the background, know what you are missing if it is really yours. And sometimes we have a team of lawyers who do some kind of pro bono. Maybe you don't have the money, but you have a case or your property is going away. We stand in and get them to do it for you. And when you pay something to them, of course, like they are TNT to buy fuel and go up and down. And this is exactly what we are pushing. It is not easy, but the little resources God has blessed us with, it is not for us to enjoy it, but to also help you to use it to help other people.
Right.
So we are working together and networking around, specifically the Dangme land, where the lands are there to protect it. And today I just came from another meeting, and they have almost about 60,000 acres of land, but they don't have any document. They have not surveyed the land. They've not done anything.
Wow.
But after researching, I know that their forefathers have lived there. And one interesting thing is that when the Oko people left Lolovo, which was the home of the Agadangbe our ancestors, and we are also building something there, a historical. All the Dangme areas has been ruled by the Adakabiawe for 500 years before they all got their traditional areas. And we researched and got all those documents. And so when we are talking, we know what we are talking about, and we can prove to you that you came at this time. And so we should be able to build the network and do something. We're talking about factory. Factory is very good, but I looked at the Israelis and the Chinese way of economically building themselves. They didn't start with big factory. There are some mini machineries in the community that they use to do certain things like fruit juice, other small, packaging them at home, at their backyard and all that, and the market is created. So we can always start from somewhere small, and then we'll be able to expand it big. This is all that I have to say for now.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time,
You're
Johnny.
welcome, Mama.
I hope
Favor.
next time we will come back uh, on the same platform, Keymama Show, the English version, because people get mixed up. They say, "Oh, today is in English." You can see somebody say, "Oh, only English." Yes, I have divided the program now into two. We have the our native tongue on Tuesdays. If you want to speak Ga, it's mostly Ga, but if you want to speak Twi, I can accommodate. Then on Wednesdays, we do the English version for every other person who will see when you have business or something that you want to share. You're welcome to, come on. Because we wanted to, at the same time, push our Dangbe language, the Gadangbe language. That's why,
Anukwali, anukwali,
yeah, that's
anukwali.
why I pushed the Tuesday program to do that Gashitamo, Gadangbe Shitamo program. So that's so viewers on Wednesday we are going to have a different dialect. But if you want the Gan show or the Gadangbe show, it's going to be on Tuesdays from now onwards. We try to build the language. Although I'm not great in that area, but I'm doing my best so I can learn and be able to be fluent with it. So once again, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I
Thank
hope
you.
to see you very soon so we can discuss about fraud area,
Okay.
uh, the paralegal area. Our people in Ghana, some of our people in Ghana need more education in certain areas, how to approach, how to do things, because it's difficult for them to have the understanding. So hopefully next time when I invite you on, we are going to come on Tuesday, and we are going to speak in a Gadangwe dialect,
Thank you.
so those people will be able to see, because they are the landowners, and so
Yeah.
they have to understand certain questions they have to ask when people approach them, that hey, I need your land. So there are certain questions, say hey, how many years I'm not going to sell it, and this is that, and this is the person I need to contact, but don't do one man corner talk, and the
Mm.
person coming out with the agenda will, like you give us a scenario, will try to corner you, take all the documents from you, then change everything. Now here you are, you handed over everything to that person,
Everything.
and here you are now trying to fight back. It might be too late,
Yeah.
because legal documents is legal documents. Once you sign it, you sign your life away,
Mm.
and nothing can be done. So thank you once again for coming on Keymama Show.
Thank
So
you.
now you can sign off. Thank you, Mr. Te Ja Baku
Thank
Oka.
you very much. God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless
Thank
you.
you. So now we all listen to Mr. Jagbaku Okansei, and he's a wonderful, wonderful man, talented, and know what to do and what he is doing. And he has made himself available to help fight litigation issue on Gadangwe land. In case you wanted to contact him with any issue you have at hand, that someone is snatching your land, do not hesitate. You can call Keymama 929-240-2149. Once again, 929-240-2149. We are here to help those in need, and I am the voice for the voiceless. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. Our programs start on Facebook. Afterwards, if you wanted to watch or share with somebody, you can go to my YouTube page, Key Mama Show, to share, and all my programs is uploaded on that site. God bless you, and do not forget, continue to adhere to the COVID-19 protocol. You all know, right? Nose masks, hand wash, 6 feet apart than 6 feet under. That is a simple rule that you have to comply, and we are all going to be fine. Do not forget, the Gandangwe homecoming is coming up. We are leaving from the US on August 8th. If you are interested to join our group, do not hesitate once again. Call 929 240-2149. God bless you. Continue to help those in need and be the voice for the voiceless, and continue to follow Key Mama. Without you, there will be no Key Mama show. Please share, 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 share. That's all you can do for me and my followers and lovers and everybody, for the message to go far. Thank you. Bye bye.